before we go any further in this video, I do need to address something. This is a video that I really just didn't want to make, and it's something that I find really hard to say on camera, but I do feel that this is such an important thing, and I really feel that I just need to address it and come out and say this on camera, and that is good afternoon, welcome back to another video. How are we all doing? All good, I hope. I am so excited to make this video. If you didn't see my last video, this is what happened. Oh, what a day. Fucking Sur-Rons. Fuck electric bikes. Oh, this is going to be a long walk home. So basically what happened there was the motor was massively overheating, went into a complete limp mode. The motor was making some horrendous noises. I'd said previously I had suspicions about this motor. I did think it was on its way out, so I went ahead and replaced the hall sensor. Ultimately, that didn't actually work. I thought it had, but evidently not. So I've gone ahead and purchased a new motor in this box behind me. So let's jump straight into it. Let's get that old motor out, and then we can go ahead and install and see what we've got inside this box. Let's go. So I'm sure you're all wondering exactly what motor I've gone for. So inside this box, I can reveal that we've gone for the Sotion. This is the FW01, I believe, courtesy of WGT Racing. Massive shout out to those guys, as always. Unbelievable service and unbelievable prices. So any parts for your Sur-Ron Talaria, go and check their website out. But yeah, massive shout out to WGT Racing. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take the bike inside to work on it, because even though the weather is absolutely amazing at the moment, it does change in an instant. It is due to rain. So get the bike inside, I'm going to get it flipped upside down, get the old motor out, and then we can go ahead and get the new motor in place, and then we can take this thing out and see how much more performance this thing gets us. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so as you can see, the motor is all in on the bike and looking sweet. We're just going to take this thing out for a ride now, but before we go any further in this video, I do need to address something. This is a video that I really just didn't want to make, and it's something that I find really hard to say on camera, but I do feel that this is such an important thing, and I really feel that I just need to address it and come out and say this on camera, and that is that this bike is an absolute beast with this motor, and my fucking god, I cannot believe what a difference this has made to the bike. Don't get me wrong, Sur-Rons are fast. Sur-Rons then become an absolute animal when you put a bigger battery and a new controller on it, and I honestly did not think this bike could get any fucking better than this. But my god, on the extremely short ride down here, I am blown away with how much power that this motor gives this bike now. It's unbelievable. But obviously don't take my word for it, let's just take this bike out, and hopefully I can show you on camera what a difference this has made. It is mind-blowing. So as you can see on the bike, I did run into one small issue when installing this, and that being the bash plate. Because the motor is a lot bigger, the phase cables are absolutely astronomically big, so there is a lot more going on in there. Also, where I've put the indicators and all the electrics on this bike to turn it into the L1E, I have also got a lot more down there than you normally would have. So the bash guard just doesn't go back on. I've managed to get 3 of the bolts in, I just cannot get this any closer. So I am going to look at getting an extended bash guard for this, just so that I can get everything nice and neatly tucked away, because at the moment it doesn't look the best in the world. I've also taken the graphics off the battery as well, because we are due a new graphics set for both bikes, the L1E and the off-road version, so they are pending at the moment. So for the time being, I just love the look of the black on black, so it's looking exactly how I wanted it. But that's enough chat, so I'm going to take it out now and just show you how fucking unreal this thing is now. I've also done a couple of other little upgrades as well on the bike, which I'll go through in a sec, but for now it's all about this motor. Let's just jump straight into this. I'm not going to mess around with the lower power modes, because let's face it, no one really cares about that. everyone wants to know how fast this thing goes, and I am absolutely in shock with how much more power this is given the bike. I do have to go slightly careful because for some reason the back brake has just decided to leave the chat. I don't know if you can see this on camera. This is pulling the back brake. Yeah, you know, when you're doing 70 mile an hour, that is not going to stop us. But luckily we have got a reliable front brake, and I have got the regen as well, so we have got some means of stopping. But yeah, for an upgrade, I just never thought a motor was really worth it. By the time you put a 72 volt battery on and you've upgraded the controller, that is more power than you are ever going to need. And especially for the off-road bike, don't get me wrong, I'm not racing it, I'm just riding around woods and trails and stuff like that. You cannot actually go that fast. So the off-road Sur-Ron I've got is obviously set up with a 72 volt battery with the Torque TC500. I've thought about changing over controllers to maybe the TC1000, but in all honesty, it gives me way more power than I need anyway, so I'm not too fussed. With this one, the L1E, you'll know, or if you've seen any of the previous videos when I bought the bike, the condition of it, absolutely everything needed replacing. It was all shot to pieces. I replaced the hall sensor on the stock motor. It worked for a short amount of time, but as it came to light, it seems that it was either the bearing or something inside the motor that just completely failed. So no matter what I was going to do to that, it was never ever going to work. So that was the reasoning why I've upgraded to the new motor, and I've decided, like I said, to put it on the L1E because I can go faster on the road than I can around a dirt track. So we found ourselves a little country road, relatively quiet, there's no one really around. So I don't really know how you're going to launch this thing, because just to sort of demonstrate, let's call that 15 mile an hour. I just can't keep I can't keep the front wheel down at any speed. Even at 40, the front wheel will lift. The power delivery is unreal. And I have got this in drive mode 3, but I have lowered the settings on it. So I'm only in race, you've still got another one to go to boost. I'll be honest with you, it terrifies me. I don't even think I'm going to be able to get it into boost, because even in eco, I can't keep the front wheel down. And I would say drive mode 1 in eco is about the same amount of power as the whole setup with the stock motor. It is just unreal, absolutely unreal. So let's get this out on the road. And so it's 25, it's very windy, but the wheel the wheel is just if I lean enough over it, I can just about get the balance to stop that wheel coming up. But my god, I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked with how much more this offers. Any speed, I've got to be so careful going around corners now, because as soon as you pull that accelerator, yeah, you're done for. I really do need to address this back brake issue though, because I haven't done a top speed run on this, but you know, even before doing the motor upgrade, we were talking 65 mile an hour. And I'd be shocked now with this setup, with this motor, if we weren't reaching sort of like the 80s, maybe even more than that, if the settings were correct. And I tell you what, with the amount of power on the bike as well, especially being on road, the Supermoto wheels and these tyres, the amount of grip that they offer, and obviously being that size as well, you could literally corner so quickly. Cool, so a quick old faithful Halfords pit stop. Let's go and get a new L plate. Motorbike stuff, where are you? Come on. Surely they've got to do an L plate in here. L plate kit. I don't want a kit, I just want an L plate. These are hard plastic, hopefully they shouldn't snap, so. Okay. L plates secured. Okay, so we're coming up to a national speed limit road, so we can get up to 60 miles an hour. So this will be a good test, as it's going to be one of the first times I'm going to really be able to open this thing up. So here we go, 30 mile an hour. Still can't keep the front wheel down. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! I didn't even look at the speedo, but obviously we're only sticking to the speed limit, so it's 60 mile an hour, but it's like lightning speed. It just picks up to those speeds in like a matter of seconds. I think we got a bit of a boy racer behind us that might want the smoke, but even with that, I just cannot keep that front wheel down. What a difference that motor's made. Oh my god. It just literally, it pushes all my organs to the back of my body. And you still have to hold your breath. Unreal, absolutely unreal. We get a bit of a straight, we'll see if we can overtake. We got the MX-5 behind me. I can hear his exhaust, I know he wants to race. Hopefully if this car can turn off. Oh, what a shame we're stuck behind this slow car. Even just pulling off the lights, have to be so careful that front wheel doesn't come up, but it's just an absolute fucking rocket. Even now, sitting at 40 mile an hour, and then you pick up speed. It gets me off guard every single time. I just expect the power, and then it just gives more and more and more. Obviously, if you've done upgrades like this on your Sur-Ron or Talaria, any sort of e-motor, you'll know that exact feeling, but what an upgrade. Is it massively necessary? Probably not. I don't know when you're ever going to need that much power unless you're racing these things. What a thrill, what an absolute just joy to have. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, one last little pull up the hill. It's just so nimble with these wheels, these tyres, and this power now. You can just get this thing so low to the ground now. Jesus, it just takes my breath away every single time. What a machine this has become. What an absolute animal this thing has become. Massive shout out to WGT Racing, that's where I purchased this from. Maybe a slightly unnecessary upgrade, but I really had no other option. That last motor was just complete toast. It only made sense that rather than buying another stock motor, go ahead and put the upgraded Sotion motor on here. What a beast. There's nothing else I can really say. It'll be great to get this out and compare it to some of the other bikes in terms of the acceleration. I still haven't put this in the top power mode. We're still only running in race and power mode 3. We can put this up to boost as well. It's just ludicrous as it is. A couple of the other little upgrades we've done. Obviously having the 16-inch Supermoto wheels. The old stand was ever so slightly too long for the bike, so every time I put the stand down, so the slightest little motion or gust of wind, the bike would fall over. So I've gone ahead and we've got the JFG Racing stand on there as well. I've also gone ahead and put a peg spacer on there as well. It's not really needed on this bike. Obviously I'm going to be riding it on road, so there's no real sort of pressure going on the pegs. Yeah, I think in terms of upgrades and performance and stuff, I think we're pretty much there with this bike now. Like I said, the only other thing we're going to do is a graphics kit on there. We're just in the design stages with that at the moment. Also, as I mentioned earlier as well, I'm going to look to put the bigger bash guard on as well, just so I can get that nice and neat and tidy and get all the cables tucked away. But apart from that, I think I've pretty much built my dream road legal Sur-Ron. Absolutely over the moon with that. I'm not really too sure what else I can do to the bike, to be honest. The only real original thing left now is the framework. Absolutely every component has been replaced. But yeah, what a dream, what a bike. So yeah, go and check out WGT Racing website if you're after any components for your bike. Also going to give a shout out to South Coast Sur-Ron Parts as well, friend of the channel. And if you're after any other parts for your Sur-Ron, your Talaria, or any other sort of e-moto, go and check them out too. As always, thank you ever so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.